Hello and welcome. I apologize about the lack of camera today, but I have got a bit of a migraine and have done all weekend, so I am sitting in the dark, just going to do some code, chill, see how it goes. Today I'm going to be doing some fun stuff with Flux. I'm going to be using Flux, some Livewire stuff, just having a little bit of fun. Yeah, let's do some. Let's have some fun. Let's get some background music on. What are we going to go for today? How's this? That'll do. Something a bit different. So, what am I doing? I am going to be building what is called an interstitial journal. So I picked this. No. There we go. So interstitial journal. So basically, the idea of it is that you just keep this running log in the background of everything that you're working on. You timestamp it, and yeah, that's about it. It's meant to be pretty good for productivity and just kind of keeping this yourself accountable to yourself. So we're gonna have a go at building one in Laravel. Let's go ahead and just collapse all of this stuff there. Right, so I have got this all set up here. I don't know why that's up there. I'll probably remove that. Okay, so this bit here, I delete that. This is where the slot will be, but first, let's pop it back a second. I probably just want to grab everything from inside instead. There we go. We got something. There we go. Nice and simple so far. Let's just go ahead into here. Toggles. This is the logo, podium thing. Got some navigation. I don't know why Prime's up there. I'm just going to remove that. Don't really need that. Don't really need the spacer. Ooh, maybe we need the spacer, just not the separator. There we go. Here we go. We're getting somewhere. Okay, so menu, we'll fill all that out later. Here's that main page. We're going to swap this over to slate 50 and dark slate 100. A little bit of a nicer color to the eye, bit more blue. So let's come and have a look at our database a second. Already done the user stuff, so we're just going to migrate fresh. We'll seed. We're going to open that database seeder quickly and make sure we've got a user to log in with. This is the idea of this is a self-hostable thing, so yeah, we'll see. Let's just run that. That's all good. Right, so then if I go to login, nice. That's there. Login, no. Don't want to go to dashboard, I want to go back to here. Cool. So that is all kind of working in a roundabout sort of way. We need to kind of fix a few things up. Actions, log out, auth, log in. We're going to I don't think I need a dashboard, to be honest. Let's fix that up. Query create, awesome. Verify email. Directs to there. Awesome. Reset password. Any redirects. Login, not a big deal. Forgot password. Cool. Confirm password, and that's going to redirect to intended or home. Let's close all of those, and let's just do a quick search on the old this bit for the dashboard. Root name. We're just going to go home. Go there. Go home there. Home there. Home. Let's go remove all of that stuff that we don't actually want. Lots of stuff. We'll move that in a minute, and then the rest isn't a biggie. Just the tests. We can go and just fix up those tests. Get all of this working, and then we can finally there we go. Okay, so what I want to do is roots down here. This dashboard stuff I'm just going to remove, but first roots add page. No, I'm not gonna do that one this time. Middleware, we can have auth, group it all, cut this off, we need to go on. So, authenticated root there, roots, middleware, verified stuff goes in there. Settings and auth, no biggie going on there. So we're just gonna grab them and stick them in there. There we go. Drop all of that. It's middleware auth. And actually, I want to group base path, roots web auth. Nicer way for me to do that. There we go. So now if we a root list, everything's as it should be and as it was. And now we are here. So that is all done there. Just ignore most of that for now because that's just stuff. Down. So what we want is this editor over here. Is this what we want? Kind of is, isn't it? So what we're going to want to do is on this home page view, we're just going to have this kind of running list of everything that's gone on that day, I guess. And then we're going to have a form to allow us to add more. I assume like the way that other apps do this is more kind of like just one big Notion style page kind of thing that's going on. I'm not a big fan of that, to be honest. So I'm going to make a model. make a model called an entry, and we're going to have a migration and a factory. As well as that, I am going to have a tag model as well, because the idea that I'm going to go with is that each entry can have tags attached to it. So that allows the organization, so I can then create a filtered down view specific to tags. So here's our entry here. And let's just declare that. Let's just quickly go ahead and make sure we got Pint running. Journal, Pint, defined in there, and away we go. So then we can just do that. ULID, ID, primary, table, foreign ULID, user ID, an index, constrained, users table, and we will cascade. So, table, text, event, done. Timestamp for creating that is obviously going to be needed. And then let's just get tags set up and we can start to bring it all together, because this is a relatively simple application, if I'm honest. We're going to ID here. We're going to go primary, table, on your ID for the user ID, index, constraint to users, and cascade. Table, string, and the name of the tag. This isn't unique, but you can do a unique constraint on the name and the user ID, like that. Excellent. Then we want to make a migration, create entry tag table, and create equals entry tag, like this. Get all of this sorted, and then this can be a manual ID for the entry ID, which is indexed and constrained on the entries. We'll cascade on delete, and then table for the tag ID, index, constrained for the tags, and again cascade on delete. IDs, awesome. So let's just go ahead and migrate all of that. Go ahead and fill in the factory. So the entry extends factory for the entry, model, entry, class, class string on the entry. Right, let's just get all of this lined up, and then we are good to just get on with it, right? So the content for this is going to be this fake real text, and the user ID is going to be user factory. So it's stored really content, right? So that is that part done. Let's go fill in the model quickly. I'm going to say use has ULIDs, have some fillable fields, content and user ID, public function user belongs to, return this belongs to Related is a user class, and the foreign key is a user ID. Sorted. We'll add the stuff in here later. Right, there's that entry stuff sorted. Now for a tag. So extends factory for a tag. Model is that tag class. Class string for a tag. Let's just drop that in there like so, and then a tag has a name. This Baker unique word user ID is a user factory. Fantastic. Oh, like this style of journal is designed to be simple, right? It's not meant to be tricky. It's the strings, public function, user belongs to, return this belongs to related user class. As far as that, copy read string ID for now. Okay, so a tag can also have many entries. So public function entries belongs to many. Return this belongs to many. The related is an entry class, and the table is an entry tag. Like so over on the entry model, we can say tags, public function tags belongs to many. Return this belongs to many. Related tag class, and the table is entry tag. Like so. Then if we open up our user model, we can then add these here. So public function entries has many. And return this has many. Related entry class with a foreign key of user ID. Nice and simple relationship stuff. Public function and tags. We also have many of them. This has many. Related tag class. Foreign key is that. Then up here, what have we got? We've got property read collection of entries and a collection of tags. This is relatively simple and straightforward. We'll fill in the other bits a little bit later. Close all of that off. Let's go make sure we're migrated. Yep, awesome. So what we want at this point is basically this should get all of the entries for today, and you should be able to kind of navigate around a little bit. So what do I want to do? I don't want to make a Livewire component at this point, right? So a Livewire make. So what we're going to make is journal and then today. So down on our resources views, pages index. This wants to have Livewire journal today. Awesome. Livewire, journal, no. Uncomment that for now, and there we go. Be like water. Fantastic. Oh, we are getting there. So, come back to the demo. What I want on this Q&A board is basically one of these. So, what we want is basically one of these, right? Something like that. Let's just see what that looks like. Okay, this has got buttons and all sorts on it, hasn't it? That is what we want. One of these things. So now if we come back, there we go. That's what we wanted. If we come back up to the top, we are going to have main content, questions, spacer, all of this around it. I just collapse this for now, drop that in there. Like so, and then that's all of that. This is the loopy bit. Come back over, and there we go. Ooh, what the heck has gone on there? That's not quite what I wanted, is it? Flex item center list box. Okay, so let's go for the main content. Just grab all of that. Like so, and now we'll have a look. There we go. We're getting somewhere. Okay. Nice. So, that's not needed. This can be journal entries. Going to do that for now. Select stuff. I don't think I'm going to do too much of the filtering straight off the box. I just don't think it's needed. New entry. That, and then we're going to loop over questions here. This is the loopy loops. So then we're going to want to create a component. We are going to create a journal. Entry.load.php. Right. So I can literally just grab one of these, drop it in there. And now we're just going to do the same thing. So X journal entry. I'm just going to do 4 of them for now. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Oh, we're getting somewhere, right? It's looking okay. It is looking okay. Lots of simple stuff going on. Not a secondary header for now. Can I just grab that and drop it out of there? No. Okay, okie dokie. Index. Layouts. App. Main content. Sidebar. Header. That's all good. That's all good. Let's go and see what's going on with this. Right, inside today we've got max width. We're going to go for like a 7XL. See how big that is. There we go. Journal entry. So what we want to do is come to our Livewire journal today. This is going to render a view. I'm going to have a factory injected into it. Factory make. And the view is that. There we go. That still works. Nice. Okay, so for our component, what we want to do is public function on mount. Not going to return anything, but we are going to set a couple of properties. I wonder if I can actually do this yet. This date is now. Public carbon interface date. No complaints yet. So over on today, up here, I can say this date. Let's do to date string. There we go. Nice, that's all fine. Public function entries. This is going to return a Eloquent collection. It's computed. Return auth user entries with tags get. And then on today, what we can do is let's come back over to this a second. Docs. I don't think we need to have anything there, so we will need to go to Tailwind plus. We are going to go to UI blocks for applications and look for empty states. So what we will do is just have something simple like this in HTML. Copy that. We're going to create a new directory for UI. And we're going to create empty.blade.php. Props we're going to pass on are going to be heading, message, action, URL, like that. Going to be an A. Href, URL, action, message, heading. So on today, what we can do is you can say for else entries, oh, right, this entries as entry. If it is empty, then and for else x ui empty heading is no entries, message is you haven't added any entries yet. Action is going to be add an entry, and the URL is just to leave that for now. Otherwise, we're just going to add a journal entry up here for now and leave it at that. We haven't added any entries yet. Haha! We are getting somewhere. Okay. So we probably don't need this new entry up the top just yet. Tell you what, we probably don't even need is any of that either. Do that for now. We haven't added any entries yet. Excellent. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. We've got some stuff going on. It's looking good. It is looking reasonably good so far. So that is all of that. It's going to loop through that, and then we're going to have like entry is entry. And that eventually. Props. Entry. And this is going to say entry username. Entry created at if for humans. There. Entry content like that. Database seeder, and what we're going to say is here's a user. Entry factory for the user. Count 10 and create. Migrate fresh seed. Ta-da, we've got some stuff. Right. Awesome. So here's our entry over here. Flux avatar. Let's come back over here and let's have a look at this avatar. Cool, so I can just say name. Right, I don't have to drop a source in there. You just say avatar, name. Entry, user, name. Like that. Awesome. Thumbs up, not interested in any of that rubbish. Edit, delete. I suppose I might want to keep those. We'll have a look back at that at some point. But there's entries. This now means I can come down to the editor and I can make a new Livewire component, a Livewire create journal, create entry. So that on indexes, here we go. Livewire journal create entry, like that. Copy that. If I come down to my journal stuff, I can just drop that in for now. Class notes auto max width 7XL. Cool. Don't know where that's coming from. We'll have a look. Journal entry. Write your journal entry here. Cool. We'll fix up some spacing a little bit later. There's that journal entry stuff there. Index. Let's get a layout app. Or today maybe. New entry, journal entries, blah blah blah. Probably don't need any of that right now. And we're going to grab that and we're going to stick that on, not on that, on the create entry over here. Make sure it matches today. There we go. Grab that, put that in. Awesome. Create entry. Description, drop that in. Class UI6. Give it some space. And then we're going to do space Y6 as well. There we go. Let's give it a little bit of breathing room and away we go. So in here we can just like do some writing stuff. That's probably something else that I can do. Don't even know if I need this yet. I'm definitely going to need a text area. But I might want the actual editor. For now, I'm just going to wait and see. I want to see if this pillbox is going to be useful. Only thing is, I'm not seeing a way to like. There's no search and add. So I don't know if it's pillbox or something else that I need to add to that one. I might have to fiddle and play around with this a little bit just to see which one's going to be the best option for me. Now I might just drop in like something like this. Create entry as the editor. There's that. Yeah, that'll do for now. Base Y4. Go. This is my new adding a journal entry. Tags. Add tags separated by a comma. Name tags. Cool. Obviously, that's going to then need a form Let's go ahead and find the form stuff. There's usually a submit somewhere, right? Let's get the button. Something like this. Great. So yeah, I need to fix this up because it looks a bit ugly, but we're getting somewhere. This needs to turn into a form. Wire submit. So that on our create entry, we can fix this up. Factory there. View and just do that. Public string content. Public string tags. Public function submit. So now we're going to return void, and we'll just do a quick line dump on this content and this tags, like so. Okay, entry variant type submit. Test tag test. Okay, cool. So create entry. We need to have input wire model tags, wire model content all sorted. Test EP tags Laravel. There we go. We're getting somewhere. Fantastic. Okay, so what we need to do is validate it. Validate this required string. Validate required string. So for this, we want to validate. And once we've validated, create the entry for each tag. Make sure tag exists and attach to entry. So, right. Entry is auth user entries create content. This content, and we can say for each is it explode. Explode is split a string by string. Cool. Delimiter is that. And let's say this tags for each one of those. The tag is going to be as tag. What we want to do is say the trimmed version is trim tag, and the model is going to be auth user tags first or create, where the name is trimmed to lower to string. Then what we want to do is guess that. Then say this reset. Can I trim it? Yeah, I can. Do all that. Entry tags. Entry is there. Create the entry, and we are going to make that an entry. We are going to make sure that this is a tag. Like so. This is a test entry. It's a PHP Laravel live stream. Great. Bang. Excellent. So that did actually save. So on the today over here, latest first. So over here, when we do that, we get that. And then on today, we can do a journal entry over here. Where we're getting the content. Okay, so I don't know if I want that to be marked down at this point. I might just keep it to a simple text area for now. I think it'll just make it a little bit simpler in the long run. So there we go. Text area, wire, model, content, placeholder. You can add a label and placeholder. Label, entry, content. Write your entry in here. Definitely a little bit cleaner. That is all good so far. Tags by comma, entry, create, awesome. This is a test entry. This is another test entry. PHP Laravel something these. Bang. Okay, so what we want to do on this bit here is this dispatch entry created. Like so. Then on today, let's go double check how it's done on this. Events. This dispatch that on that. Public function on entry created. I'm just going to do a void on that one. We're going to do something in there. That on entry created. I feel like this needs to be in here instead. This entries is that, or this fetch entries like that. Get rid of the computed. Fetch entries. That's all of that. Then this can be this fetch entries as well. And on today, instead of this entries, we could just do entries. So, public collection entries, standard collection, not support collection. Here we go again. Test. That didn't actually do it. I am working on an interstitial journal. So basically, each day I want to be able to come in and go, currently working on my live stream, feeling good. In progress, live stream, YouTube, like that. Attempted to lazy load user model entry, but lazy loading is disabled. Okie dokie, I thought I already had that on there. Tags user. Let's just open the app service provider for now. We're just going to ignore that for now. There we go. See, I don't know why that's not automatically loading right now, but hey ho, there we go. Maybe we need to wire poll it or something. Today, wire poll every 5 seconds. Test, create. And a few seconds later, hopefully this should share something. It's not. It's still not. Okay, we'll get around to fixing that. No errors. No biggie. Obviously just Laravel and Livewire currently. Yeah. Hey Laravel View Media, I am fantastic. So here's some entry content. What I might do is today I might need to work on this. Something like that. Something like this. There's going to be a nicer way to do this eventually, but I'm going to work on it over time. For now, keep it simple. Just get it working. This dispatch entry created today on entry created. It's almost like it's not being picked up there. Ooh, dispatch 2. Dispatch 2 today. That's kind of cool. Is there a reason you're not using Next.js? Yep, because I like my soul. Basically, I'm not a Nest.js guy. I don't even think I could think of a reason I'd use it. If I was going to use a front-end framework, it would be Nuxt or SvelteKit. at this point. I've never really got on with React. I can use it when I have to, but it's not really a big fan, if I'm honest. It just doesn't suit my style of how I like to do things. Okay, so that is that tag done. What I might do quickly is let's have a look. We look at herd and services. I have got typesense and melee search. So I might add a Laravel Scout instance on this. I think learning Next.js is worth it, but times are changing in the front end space. And hey, Kat, how are you doing? Laravel Scout. That's what I wanted. Right, and then what I'm going to do is come to laravel.com. Let's just close that off. Scout. Laravel Scout. Sense. Right. Inside my env, I'm going to want to add that. Inside here, I'm just going to add that for now as well. Going to want to include this, get that in there. Don't want any of that. Probably going to want this. Cool. Then what is searchable? Entry is searchable. Searchable. Then I need that to searchable array, don't I? Configuring model index searchable as. No. Searchable data to searchable array. So down here, public function to searchable array. This is going to return array, and what we want is to figure this bit out. So content is this. Content tags this. Tags look name to array. Date is this, created at to date string, something like that. So then what we want to do is start batch importing a scout import, or was it index first? Scout import at models entry. Okay, fields is required. Okay, so for type sense, I've got to paying data for type sense, config scout. So then down here, I need to come to scout down here, and we need to chunk, melee search, type sense, model settings. We are going to have the entry class, and we want the collection schema to be fields name is content, type is string. Might be something that I can do with this. Let me just let's try again. Hey, there we go. We're all in. What front-end framework would you recommend? Honestly, I would withhold judgment right now because I've heard about Ripple.js being quite an interesting one. Was it this one? This one. Ripplejs.com. It sounds relatively interesting. Built by the person who basically helped with SvelteKit and React and stuff, so it could be interesting. Right, right. Where was I? Okay. Let's just tinker. App, models, entry, search, test, get. No searchable field specified for the query. Okay. Searching. Maybe we need to do that too. Make searchable using, what collection is that? Eloquent collection, cool. Import the Eloquent collection, load tags. We could probably lush app models entry. A scout. Index. App models entry. Scout. Import app models entry. Sync the index. Ooh. Okay, apparently not. Search request get. No search field specified for the query. Okay, so that's really strange that that's happening. Custom indexes, where clauses. We should just work out the box. It might be a type sense thing. So what I will do is I'll just skip that for now, come back to it, and maybe we'll switch to melee search. Unless I can figure out type sense a bit better by next time. Okay, so that's kind of working. But my food shopping is here and my wife is going to need a hand. So I'm going to call it a day there. I think I've made a little bit of progress, had a bit of fun, and I guess I'll catch you next time. Take it easy.